15 Things You Didn't Know About Budweiser. Welcome to Alux.com, the place where future billionaires come to get inspired. Hello Aluxers, and welcome to another exciting original video presented by Alux.com. Today we're revealing some interesting and surprising facts about the king of beers, Budweiser. In 1857, Adolphus Busch emigrated from Germany to St. Louis, Missouri, and he began working at a brewing supply company. He married the daughter of one of his clients, Eberhard Anheuser. He eventually joined his father-in-law's brewing company and contributed greatly to its growth and innovative sales ideas and entrepreneurial spirit. By 1879, the company officially became the Anheuser-Busch Brewing Association. The following year, Eberhard passed away and Busch became president. Their distribution was taken worldwide, and they became the best-selling beer brand in America. Now, Budweiser continues to be one of the top-selling brands in America and throughout the world. It's available in 85 markets globally. In 2008, Belgium-based company InBev purchased Anheuser-Busch, and they are now known as Anheuser-Busch InBev. Budweiser is the biggest brand owned by the parent company. If you're new here, welcome. Be sure to subscribe and follow us on Instagram at Alux. We are inspired by Budweiser's long-term success, innovative spirit, and ability to adapt to changing markets. So, let's take a closer look at this American-based beer brand with these 15 things you didn't know about Budweiser. Number 1. Budweiser continued operation during Prohibition. In 1920, after Budweiser had been in operation for over 50 years, the 18th Amendment to the United States Constitution banned the sale of alcohol. You would definitely think that would be enough for a beer company to close up shop, but Anheuser-Busch saw it coming and prepared in advance. They started selling Bevo, an alcohol-free beverage, in the years leading up to the Prohibition, and relied heavily on that drink as well as soda sales to make it through the 13 years that alcohol was banned in the United States. They even tried brewing their own ice cream. Although they were able to stay afloat, the workers at the Budweiser company were more than relieved when Prohibition was finally lifted in 1933. And as a fun fact, Budweiser's parent company holds exclusive rights to beer advertising during the Super Bowl. Number 2. Budweiser paid $1.4 billion to be the NFL's official beer through 2022. In 2010, Budweiser signed a 6-year, $1 billion licensing agreement with the National Football League, becoming the NFL's official beer. In 2016, they renewed that contract through to 2022 for $1.4 billion. In terms of this agreement, it means that only Bud Light can use the NFL shield on its advertising, and it is the only beer brand that can use all 32 NFL team league logos on its cans. They also have exclusive permission among all NFL sponsors to use game highlight footage on their website and social media pages. Number 3. Bud Light was the second best-selling beer brand worldwide in 2016. The best-selling beer globally in 2016 is a brand called Snow that is almost sold exclusively in China. They sold an astonishing 2.8 trillion gallons of beer to claim the top spot. Coming in at a distant second is Bud Light, which sold 1.24 billion gallons globally in 2016. Budweiser came in slightly behind at third, with sales of 1.23 billion gallons. Number 4. The Budweiser Clydesdales date back to 1933. The Budweiser Clydesdales have become an iconic symbol of the company. They've been featured in a number of ad campaigns, including a very moving tribute after the tragedy of 9/11. The very first Budweiser Clydesdales were a gift that August Busch and Adolphus Busch gave to their father to celebrate the end of Prohibition in 1933. Number 5. Adolphus Busch's estate was valued at $60 million at the time of his death. In 1857, Adolphus Busch immigrated to the United States at the age of 18 with very little money. He became a wealthy man about 2 decades later when he became the president of the company selling the most nationally distributed beer of the pre-Prohibition era. He was so loved and admired in life that when he died in 1913, about 100,000 mourners lined the streets for his funeral procession. 25 trucks were needed to transport all of the flower arrangements to the cemetery, and the city of St. Louis observed 5 minutes of silence, during which even the streetcars were halted. Busch left behind an estate valued at $60 million, which is close to $1.5 billion at today's valuation. Number 6. They are not the only ones who sell beer under the Budweiser name. Anheuser-Busch named his beer after the Budweiser region of the Czech Republic. The Budweiser name means of Budweis. At this time, European beers were generally named after the city or region the beer was brewed in. This proved to be a problem for Budweiser, because there was already a beer being made in Budweis under the Budweiser name since 1245 that continues to be brewed to this day. That beer is sold in the US under the name Czechvar, while American Budweiser is sold as Bud in all European Union countries, with the exception of Ireland, the United Kingdom, Finland, and Spain. Also, Budweiser is called Budvar in New Zealand. Number 7. Budweiser is vegan. Budweiser's beer is technically vegan since no animal products are used in the brewing process. Budweiser beer is comprised of about 30% rice, in addition to hops, yeast, barley, and water, the same ingredients it's been made with since the 1870s. Number 8. Anheuser-Busch was not a fan of beer. Although beer is of course what made him millions, Anheuser-Busch was not a big fan of the taste and greatly preferred to drink wine. Many St. Louis beer drinkers also were not fond of the taste of Budweiser, and it wasn't until they went national that the company really began to see success. Number 9. Budweiser is the biggest buyer of rice in the US market. Budweiser has a unique recipe that relies heavily on rice. The rice is supposed to give the beer a crisper flavor. From 1970 to 1987, Budweiser and other rice-based beers accounted for 30% of the rice consumption of all Americans. Budweiser remains the biggest buyer of rice in the U.S. market, buying 6 to 10% of the annual U.S. rice crop. Number 10. Budweiser is the 22nd most valuable world brand. As of May 2017, the Budweiser brand is valued at $24.6 billion, making it the 22nd most valuable brand in the world. It comes between BMW and American Express on the list. Budweiser is the most valuable alcohol brand in the world. However, if you have a more refined taste in beer, click in the upper right-hand corner to check out our video of the top 10 most expensive beers in the world. Number 11. Budweiser was the first beer to use pasteurization. Budweiser played a vital role in developing the pasteurization process that is most commonly associated with milk. When Anheuser-Busch was looking to expand distribution across the United States, he had to find a way to keep his beer fresh and tasty after a cross-country journey. This led to the development of the pasteurization process, which was used by Budweiser long before it was adapted by the dairy industry to disinfect milk. Number 12. Budweiser wanted their products blurred in a hit movie. Usually free advertising is a good thing, but not in this case. The 2012 film LIHT is about an airplane pilot, played by Denzel Washington, that has a drinking problem. One of the alcohol brands featured prominently in the movie is Budweiser. Anheuser-Busch said it received no advance notice from Paramount that their brand would be used in the film and that they would never condone the misuse of their products. They requested that their brand be blurred from the movie when it was released on DVD, television, and streaming services. Ultimately, though, their request was denied. Number 13. Budweiser has donated millions of cans of water. In the aftermath of disaster, Budweiser has been known many times to halt the production of beer and repurpose their Cartersville, Georgia brewery to produce cans of water instead. When Hurricane Harvey hit the United States in 2017, they immediately switched production and quickly sent 155,000 cans of water to affected areas in Texas and Louisiana. In 2016, they sent thousands of cans of water to help with those affected by California wildfires, floods in Louisiana, and Hurricane Matthew in South Carolina. In total, the company has delivered more than 74 million cans of water to support disaster relief efforts in various locations. Number 14. Justin Timberlake was named the creative director of Bud Light Platinum. In 2013, hit singer Justin Timberlake was named by Budweiser as the creative director of Bud Light Platinum. In his role, the company says the singer is expected to provide creative, musical, and cultural curation, and Justin says that Bud Light Platinum brings a refined, discerning aesthetic to beer that plays well with what he's doing. Number 15. Budweiser's parent company has exclusive rights to beer advertising at the Super Bowl. For the very first Super Bowl, advertisers paid about $1,300 per second of airtime. By 2017, that number has skyrocketed to over $160,000 per second. Budweiser has had some very memorable Super Bowl ads over the years, including ones involving the Budweiser frogs and, of course, the legendary Budweiser Clydesdales. However, Budweiser caused a bit of a stir in the US with its moving ad during the 2017 Super Bowl that focused on immigrant Adolphus Busch, partnering up with another immigrant, Eberhard Anheuser. Some Americans who are opposed to immigration chose to boycott Budweiser after the ad aired. The 60-second spot cost the company around $10 million in airtime. But as we said, Budweiser's parent company, Anheuser-Busch InBev, holds exclusive rights to beer advertising at the Super Bowl. Now that you've learned more about Budweiser, we'd like to know, does it rank among your favorite beer brands? Let us know what you think in the comments. Still here? Here's a bonus fact just for you. Budweiser made a name for itself in modern culture in the 1950s by sponsoring shows and popular acts like Milton Berle, Jackie Gleason, and Frank Sinatra. They also sponsored sporting events and stadiums. And by the 1980s, Budweiser had made its name synonymous with American culture. Thank you for spending some time with us, Aluxers. Make sure to like and subscribe so you never miss another video. We also handpicked these videos, which we recommend you watch next. Thank you for being an Aluxer, and we'll see you back tomorrow.